Hey guys, and thank you so much for tuning into my channel. Today we're making super soft, fluffy, buttery stuffed chicken or vegetarian buns or dinner rolls. They are so delicious and so soft, and they actually stay soft for days. I'm going to show you at the end of the video, so keep watching. And before we start with the recipe, please make sure to subscribe to my channel and give this video a big thumbs up. So first thing for the dough, I have 2 cups of all-purpose flour. I have some instant dry yeast, sugar, melted butter. I'm also using some salt because my butter was unsalted. And now I'm gonna knead it with some warm milk. Make sure it's warm and not hot. Also, in case your yeast is not instant rise, you might want to add it and let it bubble up in the warm milk with the sugar to ensure that it's still good to use. Also, try to always use a fresh packet of yeast because I feel that with time, an open packet or a jar, it just loses all of its power, I think. And you want to knead it to a soft dough. I used my stand mixer, but you can definitely use it with your hand. It's going to be a sticky dough, but if you use some oil on your hand, it should be able to hold its shape. Now I have added some oil on my bowl, and I'm gonna cover it and let it sit till it's at least doubled in size. And meanwhile, let's get started with the filling. I have some butter. You can also use ghee or oil, but butter is usually the best option. And I have an onion. I'm gonna saute it, and you don't want to brown it too much. You just want it a little bit translucent. And then I'm adding some garlic. Now this is a very basic sort of a filling, and you can make it both completely vegetarian or with chicken. If you don't want any vegetables, you can simply replace the amount of vegetables with more chicken, and if you want it completely vegetarian, you can do the opposite. So I added both just to show you guys what to do with either. And you can make a mixture as well, just like I did here. And I'm using some frozen vegetables that I had laying around. Another little way of adding in some vegetables into your diet, and using up if you have any leftovers. And to that I'm adding seasoning, which is fairly simple. Some paprika, a little bit of black pepper. You can also use some cumin, and you can also use any other seasonings of your choice. Then I had some pre-boiled shredded diced chicken. You can also use leftover steak or any rotisserie chicken that you might have laying around. And now I'm gonna add some olives. You can chop them up, but I just like to chop them with my spoon as I am cooking this mixture of everything. And it tastes really great inside. It gives a little bit of a zing, and it tastes really good. You can skip it if you want. And towards the end, I'm adding some ketchup, some honey, some soy sauce. So I wanted to make a different base. I realized a lot of my fillings are white sauce or milk based or cheese based, so I wanted to do something a little bit different. And now just towards the end, you can add a little bit of cream or a little bit of milk just to make it a bit sticky so that it can hold inside your bun. And you can mash it up with the spoon like I'm doing here. The peas, they also act as a little bit of a glue. You can also use potatoes. You can use them and mash them, and they will help bind all of this together. And towards the end, I added some fenugreek leaves. I absolutely love the taste and the flavor. And you want to let your filling completely cool down. Now let's come towards making our stuffed buns or our stuffed dinner rolls. I've already turned on my oven. It's preheating. Now all you want to do is cut your dough into 8 to 10 pieces. I like to cut them in 8 pieces because otherwise I just feel it gets way small. So once you have your dough divided into the portions that you want to make with this recipe, you would want to let them rest for maybe 20 to 30 minutes. This helps the gluten relax, and it becomes easier for you to roll them out, as well as it becomes more soft and fluffy. So after 20 minutes, just roll them out and start filling them to make a dinner roll. I usually roll them in a long sort of a rectangle, and I add my filling in the middle, about 1 to 2 tablespoons depending on how big your dinner roll is going to be. Then I add some cheese. You can use any cheese of choice, and then you want to wrap it like a spring roll. You want to tuck the corners in and wrap it as tightly as you can, and make sure that it has about a double layer everywhere, so that you have equal bun. I hope it makes sense. You have equal bun everywhere as you bite into it after you eat. And then I'm putting it on a tray in which I'm gonna bake them. It's just an 8-inch square pan that I'm gonna bake it in. And to make your dinner bun or your stuffed bun, you want to roll your dough in a circle. Make sure that it's more thick in the middle than at the sides, because the sides are gonna get pinched and they're gonna get thicker. So make sure that you have enough of that dough in the middle as well, and just pinch and tuck it in. The dough, since it's pretty sticky, it's gonna be able to hold its shape and stick at the edge. Make sure there is no corner, nothing is getting out, no cheese, no filling is getting out, because otherwise it's gonna just simply ooze out and your bun is not gonna be a stuffed bun anymore. So once you have your ball of dough, your stuffed ball, just roll it in your hands and again put it on the tray that you have prepared. And similarly, you can do all of your dinner rolls or your buns. This is a little thing that I like to do for my son. He doesn't like any fillings, so I have buttered the dough and I added cheese, and then I'm just rolling it into a dinner roll. So this can be a garlic cheese or a plain cheese dinner roll if you have picky eaters, or if you just want to make something simple with maybe a soup. And now again, you need to let it rise till it's doubled, maybe 20-30 minutes or even more, depending on how hot or cold it is. I like to just put it on top of my stove, because the residual heat from my oven that is on, it helps it rise a little bit more. So once you're ready to bake these, add a little bit of an egg wash, just 1 egg whipped with a little bit of milk, and add your favorite toppings. I'm just using black and white sesame seeds, and you want to bake these at 350 to 355 degrees for about 20 to 25 minutes, or till they start to get brown on the top. If they're not browning, I've realized yogurt also helps with the browning of the dough. So if you don't like to use egg, you can use a little bit of a whisk thin yogurt on top as well to help with the browning. So the buns are ready. They look absolutely delicious. If you want them to stay soft, you might want to cover them at this point while they're hot with a piece of cloth or a kitchen towel as well. This is the little thing I wanted to share. If you have leftovers, which is a very rare thing with these buns, you want to microwave it for 30 seconds with a cup of water, and your bun is going to turn out super soft and it's going to stay soft. These are the buns that I had 3 days after this little guy was lost in my fridge for 3 days, and look how soft it still is. So this is the recipe for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please do give it a big thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. And I would love if you guys give me a follow on Instagram and on Pinterest and on Facebook. Until next time, the Homemaker Baker over and out.